Daniela from Daniela's Kitchen, and today I've got not just one child but two children with me. Tell me who you are.
Ariana.
And?
Fergus.
And Fergus! Fergus is on board today, mainly because I told him we were going to be cooking with marshmallows, chocolate and biscuits, and that seems to have sold him in, and some mini eggs too. We've got some left over from Easter. So we're doing a Rocky Road recipe today, the simplest of the simplest. It's flour free, which is good because I know how much of an issue it is trying to get your hands on flour these days. So hopefully you've got most of these ingredients in the kitchen. If you haven't, I'll mention swaps where you can make swaps. You can be quite flexible. The things you do need are some biscuits. They could either be rich tea or digestives or shortbread biscuits, something quite plain, and you need chocolate. Golden syrup and butter as well, but again there are some swaps that you can make. So we're going to get started. So the first thing we need to do then is get the biscuits. So what have we got there? Do you know what kind of biscuits we've got in there, Ariana? Digestives. We've got 200 grams of digestive biscuits. Now what we need to do...
Then we're going to get this, and then we're just going to
bash them. Maybe if you use the side. Now can I just say one thing before you start bashing, because then no one will hear me. We're going to bash, but we're not going to completely grind them down to a fine kind of crumb. We need to have some chunky bits in there as well, yeah? So use the side like this and bash. Go for it. Just tear it open and you pour it in there and try to get all the crumbs in there. We need to get chocolate, butter and golden syrup into a small pan. All together. So show the camera what we've got there. We have got 200 grams of chocolate in there, yes.
Some dark chocolate and some milk chocolate.
That's it. We've got a mixture of milk chocolate and dark chocolate.
Put all of it.
Put it all in. We'll do it that way so everyone can see what
There
you're
we
doing.
go, there's some them.
Oh, perfect. Look at that. Some chunky bits and some ground up bits. 200 grams of chocolate. So we've got milk and dark. You could use all dark. You could use all milk. Personally, I like a bit of dark in there too, just to make it a wee bit more bitter. Then we've got the butter. Do you want to put the butter in there as well? That's 125 grams of butter. You could use margarine as well if you didn't have any butter. Let's use a little spatula to put it all in. Right, let's get the pan on. Right, can we pop it on? Well done. Butter in there, and then we need 3 tablespoons of golden syrup in there. Now, 1 tablespoon is about 1 squeeze, yeah? Ready? So that's 1. You do 2 more of those. 2, oh enough, and 3. Lovely. So that's going to be a lovely chocolatey, buttery, syrupy, delicious mixture. So we're going to let this melt down and then mix it together. If you were melting chocolate on its own, you would put a bain-marie. So that's when you have water and a bowl on top. Because we've got the butter in there, that's protecting the chocolate and stops it from melting or burning. So we can put everything together in a small pan. Shall we show everyone how that's looking? So already you can see the chocolate's beginning to melt, the butter is beginning to melt, and you're going to mix it all together. So can you keep mixing that until it's all melted? So we've melted all the chocolate there, the golden syrup and the butter and the chocolate have all combined. What we need to do is mix the wet and the dry ingredients together. So we're going to reserve some of the chocolate to spread over the top. Oh, and I forgot to say earlier, we need a lined baking tray. Now you can use a square one or a rectangular one. This is 22 centimetres by 32. You could use a 24 by 24, whatever you've got lying around really, and it may be thicker or thinner. And then we're going to add about 2/3 of our chocolate mixture. Okay, there you go, and keeping some back. Mix it all together. In fact, can you add in 100 grams of mini marshmallows? Do you want to pop them in?
So all of them?
All of them in there.
Just stop for a minute.
Okay, so Ariana, you let Fergus put them in. So mini marshmallows, if you didn't have mini ones, you can use bigger ones, but just cut them into little pieces. We've got a few other ingredients. Now these are optional, you don't need to add them, but I've got some dried cranberries and cherries. I've got some mini eggs. You could add Cheerios, cereal, nuts, anything you've got lying around. No more than 100 grams of extra bits. Should we put the whole mini eggs in as they come? So that'll be a little bonus. Not everyone will get one, but if you do, you're in for a treat. And Fergus, do you want to put the dried fruit in as well?
All of them?
Stick it all in. Go for it.
Well done.
Yummy. So this is going to be good. Does it smell good?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, so tip the whole thing in. If you do it this way so people can see what you're doing.
Can I mix it too?
Okay. Wow, look at that. Then, if you use a spoon and spread it all out, you want the whole thing to stick together. Want to show everyone what it looks like? Look at that. The melty bits of marshmallow, the mini eggs, the fruit. That's going to be so yum. We are going to spread some of that chocolate over the top. Right, Ariana, do you think we could pour that on top?
Eat a bit.
You want to eat a bit? Oh, if there's any left at the bottom of the pan. So now we'll spread that and swirl it. You swirl it and spread it as much as you can over the top. Get it over to that side as well for super yumminess. I think that's ready to go into the fridge. So we'll pop that in the fridge for about 2 hours or overnight, and then we'll come back and we'll just cut it into pieces. So here we go. It's been in the fridge for a few hours.
And now we're done.
And now we're done, aren't we? So now it's time to eat it and cut it. So we're going to remove it from the tray. Now it helps if you've got a little bit of paper just slightly above the level so you can pull it out. And I'm going to find the biggest knife I've got. Now it helps also just to mark out where you want to cut it to. So it depends how greedy you are and what size portions you want to make. So I'm going to just press it down from the front and then use the whole length of my knife to cut right through from front to back. And I'm going to do that 5 times. Depends obviously if you've used a rectangle tray or a square tray. Right, so I'm going to hold it. You're going to put the icing sugar in a little sieve, just a little bit to begin with, and then we can just sprinkle it from height.
Is that
That's
sugar?
it all over. Icing sugar. So it just makes it look pretty on top.
Oh, it's like snow.
Whoops! It's like snow, isn't it? Are we going to taste one now? Which one are you going to have? Which one are you going to have? I thought you'd go for that one. I'm going to go for that one. There's a mini egg in the corner. So let's bite and tell me what you get inside. Delicious. That's us, isn't it? I hope you enjoy making them. They're really easy, no flour recipe, and mix and match. You can look and see the ingredients in this message below. If you bake them, post a picture, let me know. Have fun, and I'll see you next week. Bye.